Everybody understands gaming. We understand what it requires to bring on desktops, PSPs. Now we are talking about mobile gaming. Okay. Well, so if you look at how gaming is proceeding, okay, there were a couple of interesting facts that I got to know in conversations in last few days. There was a survey conducted by one of the leading OEMs in India. They got to know that people use mobile phones for 7 hours. And we are running a lot of VAS services, or we are working closely with operators, and we know that average call, busy hour call is something like 1 per subscriber. Now, if that is the case, what is a person using the mobile phone for? Okay. Now, if you look at it, in India, it is mostly about FM radio. It is mostly about playing music on the handset. It's mostly about playing games that are already available on the handset. Okay. So, if people were using mobile phone for something else for 7 hours, operators would be very happy to serve them, but they are not making any money out of these 7 hours. Okay, it's all about the minimum time they spend in a call, which is average ARPU for a CDMA operator is something like 79 rupees. Okay, these are some of the scenario setting that I was doing before coming to the presentation. If you look at it, messaging and internet form the most part of the revenue that is generated as value-added services by the operator. Okay, gaming is a very small portion, but a lot of analysts say that around 7 billion revenue can be generated from gaming. And if you want to do this kind of revenue generation, what is the way we need to take is what we are trying to address here. So preference for preloaded games, as I was telling you, people find it very difficult to download a game. Even more difficult to search a game and download it once it is out of operator's portal. Okay, that is the main deck of the operator's portal. So that's the lifetime of a game within the operator portal. It's 8 days or 15 days. After 15 days, finding a game and playing that game is very difficult in emerging markets. Okay, so added to that, we have one-time download model. That is, I need to pay for a game, download the game, and then play the game. If I'm not happy, I may never go back and download another game. Okay, so that leaves a bad taste in the mouth of a subscriber who has tried to download. Okay, so what is the way out is what we need to look at. Game features are again limited by or the device capabilities. If a device is touch screen enabled, then the game has to be touch screen enabled. Otherwise, it cannot work. Okay, entry-level, low-end feature phones cannot support multiple or variety of games. They have memory limitations. If I download 10 games, 11th game cannot be downloaded. And if I want to download the 11th game or 12th game, I may have to delete one of the games for which I have already paid, which makes me pay for the same game again and again if I want to use those games. Okay, what is the way out? This is the current existing solution that is available. Game developers, game aggregators develop a game. They give a bunch of games or the jar files to be put on operator's portal. Suppose a game is developed. Typically, we have seen that a game developer gives almost 300 files to an operator for one game, which means he has developed a game, he has created 300 builds out of that game, he has tested it on so many devices, and then he has to give those games to the operator. And then, as long as the game is there on the main deck, some lucky users will download and use those games. Okay, so what's happening here? I'm running out of my space. How do I download the 5th game? Okay, limited offerings to the target audience, cumbersome user experience, high adoption barrier, and you see it gives a restricted revenue stream and low profit margins for game developers themselves. What is Comviva solution? Comviva solution that we bring to the table here is we are running the games on the server. It could be hosted in the cloud or can be put in the operator network itself, but the games are executed on the server. Through a very thin client which is residing on the handset, you can interact with the game and play the game. Okay? And the model changes slightly. You download the first client on the device. Okay, this is a thin client which is downloaded once, and then when game developers develop a game and deploy it on the operator network, now these are listed in the solution that is available on the client. So you don't have to download the games on the device. You can, what it offers is these games can be played on GPRS, Edge, or 3G networks, not necessarily only on 3G networks. Okay, and complete control of user experience and gaming can be made available through the client that is available. The client can be modified to offer operator branding, and you can understand what games are played and offer the right genre of games to the users as you go along. So what you bring to the table? Simple micro pricing. Today you can try a game and subscribe for a game. You're not going to buy a game, you're going to subscribe for a game. It could be 2 rupees per day or 5 rupees per week or 15 rupees a month. Okay? It could be one single game or a pack of games. So you like sports, so you could give sports a set of games related to sports and you can subscribe for that. Okay? Some of the games can be ad funded. So you have a bunch of free games that people can play irrespective of whether they have subscribed or not by funding it through ads. Gaming community, once you start your services, then the best way to take it to market is through gaming communities, the social networking sites. You can create your player communities, you can have a high score service wherein people can play and publish their scores. Okay. Personalization framework, this is another important aspect of online gaming solution that we have. We can get to know what is a game played, when does a user play the game, how long did he spend on a specific game. This is kind of information which is very useful and can be further used to develop the right kind of games and feed the system. Okay, today if you ask a game developer, they just know that this is the money that has come for a specific game. After 15 days, they don't get any for most of the games. Okay, so each developer has around 600, 700 games that are available, but money is made from 15 games that are on the first deck of operator network. Okay, so for the operators, what we bring is it is subscription model, so more predictable revenue. If for a gamer, we can feed the right kind of games, hence it's a better user experience. He does not have to download the game again and again. He does not have to come back and pay for the game when he wants to use it again. He gets to try the game, and if he likes the game, he can subscribe for the game. Okay, for a developer, it is reduced cost, straight reduced cost, because he has to give us only 5 builds. We don't need 200, 300 builds. Okay, he has to give us 5 builds. We ensure that the client will be available on over 600 devices. So it improves the margins for the developer, and he understands how the game is used, and hence he can offer the right new features within the same game, or he can develop similar kind of games which are being consumed. We had done a small trial in one of the operators in Southeast Asia. Very interesting observation. We had, at that time when we did the trial, we had around 100 devices that were supported. messages were sent out to, the promotional messages were sent out to the guys who had played a game, guys who had downloaded a game, and guys who had never downloaded or never played a game. And we saw uniform response. A lot of people downloaded the OGS client. Okay. Average 7 times. So user played the games online on average 7 times during the trial. 5% of the targeted users accessed the OGS. And what operator says is this is phenomenally higher than what they have seen in the past. Okay. If I had time, I would have shown a demo. So let me, yeah, I know. Okay. So to conclude, okay, ease of use, compelling user experience, existing J2ME games run without one line of code change. So what we bring to the table is existing game developers, whoever have their games on operator sites, we can take those games on this platform and improve the life of the game. Few screenshots and that's it.